it was our first appearance on a stage.
Yes,
As a band.
yes.
And I remember the crowd wasn't familiar with the band at all, but there was darkness on the stage and there was fog machines.
Yeah,
A
little
little bit of
smoke
misty
coming out. Got misty is the name of the tune, yes.
So we started off, and I think Donald was either ducking down,
Ducking,
beating
yeah.
hands, something like that, and he finally came up with dark pair of glasses.
Yes, out of the shades. Yeah, and the crowd was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And it was just amazing.
applauding.
What from the start of the tune, everybody was on their feet.
Yeah.
That was like, what is this? Yes, that was really a different start.
Panazz The Story, some clips there. And we're so excited for this conversation this morning. Joining us is Barry Bartholomew, band leader and co-arranger, and Adam Bartholomew is also joining us this morning, co-producer and co-director of a movie that definitely has not just taken Trinidad and Tobago by storm, but the world. Good morning to both of you and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We super appreciate it, and we appreciate this content that has been shared. But one of the things that I really would like to touch on first, if we could come to you, Adam, is that this was originally something that was done for your class, for school. Why did you opt to choose this particular topic, speaking, of course, about your uncle?
So last year in spring 2023, I took a class at Harvard University that was like a musicology class that focused on musical groups in the latter half of the 20th century that have pushed boundaries in society and defied expectations in society. And for that class, we had to choose to make a final project on a musical entity of our choice that has done just that, pushed boundaries. And so my mind immediately shot to Panazz, because I've grown up hearing stories about Panazz from my uncle, Barry Bartholomew, and listening to their music. I'm a huge fan of their music. So when this project came, I just thought that they filled that requirement that the project was asking for. And so I got in contact with Uncle Barry and asked if he would help me to organize interviews. And I flew home for spring break and interviewed 4 of the key members of the ensemble, including Uncle Barry, the leader, Dane Goldstone, Natasha Joseph, and Donnell Thomas. Uncle Barry provided me with a lot of old pictures of the band, as well as all the CDs, which I used as the soundtrack of the film, and spent the next 2 months editing. And once I submitted the project and shared it with Uncle Barry was really moved and encouraged me to submit it to the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival last year. And thankfully it got in, and we spent the whole summer working together to refine the film. And then last September was the film festival itself, where it won the People's Choice Award, which we were super surprised and elated about.
Well, congratulations to you both on an incredible win. And if I'm not mistaken, it took some convincing for that submission. And apparently there was also some convincing that needed to take place with some, let's say, changes or some further improvement that could have been done on the film itself. So fondly known as Chef Barry or Chef Finbar, let's bring you into the conversation this morning. What exactly did you say, all right, Adam, we need to do some improvements here? What were the improvements?
Well, let me start off by saying when Adam first called me from Boston, I was in Trinidad in my bed, having a very relaxing day, and Adam says this thing about he wants to do a movie on Panazz, and that's the band he chose. And I got this sort of heat that went down from my head to my toes because he's talking about coming down in 4 days and doing a movie, well, all the interviews in 4 days. I wasn't sure if I was mentally ready to go back there with Panazz in my head. So I was a little unsure, but he convinced me, and I'm glad he did. Having done that now, I was the one who flipped it on him after Carnival, saying, you know what, I think we can make this even better.
and pulling a couple more interviews, improve on the sound quality, and the overall story needed some closure, I thought. So Adam eventually gave in and said, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." So.
Well, excellent. And of course, let's talk about the fact that now Panazz is being shown regionally. We're speaking about the Caribbean. And then let's jump to the screening that's happening this evening. Adam, where else has the movie been screened thus far?
Well, since the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival last year, I got busy again with school, and Uncle Barry got caught up again with all of his cooking as a celebrity chef. And so it's only now that Christmas and Carnival have passed that we've really realized that it's time once again to push the film, not only in Trinidad, but regionally and globally. So that's where we started to further refine the film, adding in more interviews and musical content. And so far since the film festival, I've only shown it to some of my colleagues at Harvard, but we are now looking today actually to have our first international screening in Boston, in the Strand Theatre in Boston, at an event that will be hosted by the Boston Society of Caribbean Culture and Heritage. And so we're really looking forward to this.
I can jump in there. Sorry. I can jump in there and say, in the last 2 weeks, the movie has really gotten a lot of legs. I have literally made connections with New York, Toronto. There's a film festival happening there this year. Washington, D.C., we did a Zoom call with them. St. Lucia, Barbados is on, and London. So this has all happened in the last 2 weeks because they've seen snippets of the movie and they all are very keen to have it. So a lot is happening very fast with the movie.
Many times that's how it happens, and that's absolutely excellent. So congratulations to both of you. Adam, tell us, what is next for you? Are we going to see another Panazz? Are we going to see more Trinbagonian featured movies?
Well, right now we're just working on pushing this film because we really think this film not only tells a story about steel pan and about a particular steel pan ensemble, but by extension shows what we are capable of as Trinidadian and Caribbean people when we come together to try and pursue excellence. So it not only tells the story of pan, but tells the story about unity and the human experience of being amongst other people, which I think is a universal value. And so this film could really be a vessel for not only promoting pan, but also what we stand for as Caribbean people. So we're going to be pushing this film. But beyond this film, I'm also working on starting the very first steel pan ensemble at Harvard University. So working on bringing our national instrument to one of the world's leading academic institutions. And so I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm just working to secure funding right now. Yeah.
Congratulations. Definitely an incredible feat, Uncle Barry. You must be very, very proud.
I am very proud, yeah. Adam is really going full pace ahead with that idea, and it's charming what he's trying to do with the pan set in Harvard. Hope he gets through. I hope corporate America also helps as well, because this is a big thing, I want to also mention that we've been working a lot on the sound for this movie, and featuring the CDs more and bringing it to the audience, as opposed to just background music in the interviews, So that's what you're going to see a lot more in this new production. And Yuichi Watanabe has done a lot of work in the past month with it. He's a Japanese producer in Trinidad, and also is going across to London to Graham Carr to do some more mixing. And then finally is going off to a very popular film company in London called Halo. They are working on transforming it into two formats, one for cinema, one for TV, and then trying to get surround sound as well, because in the showing movie town there wasn't surround sound, it was just frontal speakers only. So that's also an expense we're trying to cover as well. So that's one of the main things as well. And Pan Trinbago, lastly, Pan Trinbago has also latched onto the movie as well. Miss Beverly Ramsey Moore And it's going to be the feature movie for the Steel Pan Week in August in Trinidad. So it's going to be shown on August the 18th in Movie Town. It may be a double showing because of the popularity by then. So looking forward to that. A repeat show in Movie Town. And yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you both of you for being on the show with us this morning. We really appreciate it. All the best, and hoping that we're going to see Panazz again pretty soon right here in TNT, maybe even before Steel Pan Month. Have a great day to both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks a million.